Hey everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that's hitting millions of Britons where it hurts the most, their wallets. Yep, we're talking about the UK's economy, living standards, and some pretty shocking revelations that have left Labour's Rachel Reeves in hot water. Buckle up, because this is a story of falling incomes, rising taxes, and a budget that's being called nothing short of a catastrophe. Let's break it down. First things first, let's talk about living standards. You know, that thing that determines whether you can afford your weekly shop, pay your bills, or even treat yourself to a little something now and then. Well, guess what? For millions of Brits, those living standards are plummeting. And according to experts, it's all thanks to Labour's economic policies and, you guessed it, sky-high immigration. Here's the kicker. Official data shows that GDP per person has been shrinking for the last 6 months. That's right, shrinking. Between July and September, it dropped by 0.3%, and then another 0.1% in the final quarter of last year. And while the overall economy barely grew by 0.1%, that tiny uptick is being overshadowed by the fact that per person, things are getting worse. Why? Because the population is growing faster than the economy can keep up. Now let's talk about the Halloween budget. Sounds spooky, right? Well, it's living up to its name. Critics are calling it a nightmare for personal wealth. Taxes are up, debt interest costs are spiking, and global trade tensions aren't helping either. And here's the real horror story. Rachel Reeves's £10 billion headroom? Poof, gone, wiped out. That's the cushion she had to fall back on. And now she's facing some tough choices. Cut spending or raise taxes even more. Yikes. John O'Connell from the Taxpayers Alliance put it perfectly. He said, and I quote, "British taxpayers are experiencing their own personal recession. 2 consecutive quarters of falling GDP per capita means living standards are taking a nosedive and it's hitting the average household hard. And guess what? The worst might still be coming, because much of Reeves's budget hasn't even kicked in yet. Oh, and let's not forget the good news. The economy grew by 0.1% in the final quarter of last year. Woohoo! But here's the thing. When growth that small is being celebrated, you know things are bad. Julian Jessup from the Institute of Economic Affairs called it out, saying the UK is flirting with recession all year. And the private sector? It's already in one. Double yikes. Now, Rachel Reeves is trying to turn things around. She's vowed to make economic growth her top priority, even pushing for a 3rd runway at Heathrow as part of her plan. But here's the problem. Her own independent forecaster, the Office for Budget Responsibility, is expected to downgrade growth forecasts in March. That means even more pressure on Reeves to deliver, and potentially more pain for taxpayers. And let's not forget the critics. Shadow Chancellor Mel Stride didn't hold back, saying Reeves's budget is killing growth, and that working people and businesses are already paying the price with higher taxes and job cuts. Ouch. So, what's the takeaway here? Living standards are falling, taxes are rising, and the economy is on shaky ground. Rachel Reeves is under serious pressure to turn things around, but with her budget being called a catastrophe, it's not going to be easy. Should she cut spending, raise taxes, or try something completely different?